Okay, sorry about that. My phone just went totally flat right near the end of the cancer reading. So we'll continue. Um, Praying for snow because I've got work tomorrow. And I work in Wales and they're due like 6 centimetres of snow through the night tonight. So I am loving life. Let's see what happens. It's only the teachers in tomorrow, it's not the kids. Okay, so just to recap, it seemed like the reading could have been one of two things. I thought you, Cancer, and your person are trying to manifest a partner in. Okay, I don't think you know each other. And I ascertained that the devil that your person has as their challenge is that they don't trust, because they've got Pisces with the moon, and it's about walking forward even when you're scared. They got the Knight of Pentacles reversed, you see, so they're not wanting to move towards someone with the intention of investment. They don't feel like they should do that, or like they've got enough to offer. So they've been staying in like a Queen of Wands energy, which is like a third party, the other woman, the other guy, non-committal, like very sexy energy. And I found this on the floor. It was the Two of Cups that was under my chair face down. So whether that was reversed or upright, I don't know. But this person is actually the Empress. Okay, that's what they got for the outcome, but that's in the challenge position because they're not kind of getting into a scenario where they can be the Empress, and be settled and give birth to children literally, or create from zero and be truly settled. What threw me off was like we got cards like cosmic wisdom, revelations, separation, dream, safety, and that was after you with the four of, you had the 10 of Wands as the challenge, you had the 4 of Wands reversed with the 6 of Cups upright, the 3 of Pentacles, so wanting to work together with a soulmate because there's instability. You were showing up as the King of Pentacles, very practical, wanting to deal with earthly matters, the miser, the 4 of Pentacles, which is like holding on tightly to money, or being possessive. Now, because of the cards that came out at the end, I've sort of moved away because there was the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. I thought maybe you were trying to manifest love and stability, but struggling financially because there's so many pentacles here. But you got Dream came out, which is follow your yearning for the deep blue sea, which is like you're inside something. Like if you're in a marriage or a living situation with someone already, whatever your current situation is, that feels like a goldfish bowl to you, and you're looking out at the deep blue sea and you wish you were like free again. And then this one, safety, was the other advice that Spirit gave you, which was don't be too proud to go back to shore. So that always comes out when someone's like kind of made their bed. You haven't got to just lie in it. If you've picked poorly or you've got yourself into something, you can get yourself out of it. You haven't got to stay in it. You could apply that to anything. You never ever have to, just because you choose something doesn't mean you got to stay in it. So you could take it one of two ways, like You could already be in a marriage or living situation that you want to get out of. Perhaps this person was a soulmate once, but now it's time to separate. It says time apart from your partner is on the horizon. And Spirit's asking you to follow your own intuition. It's not that you need to like worry what people think or what you think of yourself for changing your mind. And the other one is like you're struggling financially, they're struggling trust wise because they're being cheated on or they've got used to kind of like being non-committal, and you're both afraid of like and you're manifesting, you know, like each other. I don't know which one it is. It could be different groups, you know, where those things are applicable. If the advice hadn't have been what it is, I wouldn't have really said that. I would have said separation is like, it's not so literal. You know, we're dealing with people who are keeping themselves separate or they're striving not to be separate, but it's difficult for different challenges. But then with the advice was like, don't be too proud to go back to shore. Follow your yearning for the deep blue sea. It just feels like if you've plumped for being with someone, you don't have to stay with them forever. No one's saying you've got to. You know, people like, you know, agree to proposals and they get engaged and they get a house together, and then someone turns out to be a monster. That's not your fault, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, you haven't got to go, oh, well, I've picked an house, so I've got to stay here. No. If someone reveals their nasty side once you've got married or once they've secured a house with you, if they turn, that's nothing to do with you. That's just them being a freak. You know, a narcissist may be a love bomber or a charmer. I'm not saying this is your story, but it's an example of why you should never say, well, you've done it now. We spent a load of money on your wedding now, kids, so you're going to have to get married. You don't do that to people because you don't know what they've got themselves into that you're telling them they've got to stay in it. It's a very old-fashioned thing to say, but it's how some parents today might think. You know, or we're very like conscious of status, aren't we, and assets and like financial losses. You know, people might be tempted to say to you like, don't split up, don't do that because it'll be a loss of money for you and you'll have to start over. You know, on the housing ladder, it's like, who gives a fuck? What, I'm supposed to live this every single day and be like miserable because you don't want me to start on the property ladder again? No, that should not be why people make decisions, but it is because like people are scared of starting over again, or they're too proud. You know, they're worried like their ego's not going to be like as inflated after like starting over. Who cares? You can't. You know, it sounds ridiculous, doesn't it, when you're doing a love reading, to even discuss like staying in something after finding out someone's a monster or someone doesn't really love you. After you realise that, why on earth would anyone tell you to stay in it? Why would you stay in it yourself? But people do these things because of earthly matters, so, or pride or embarrassment, like the sheer embarrassment of it. But it's like, no. 6 months later, no one's going to care, I promise you. Anyway, so Cancer, that is like what came out. Let's tell you what, let's see what comes out in the advice from this deck. Personal journey, that's what I'm talking about. Stop worrying what people think. It doesn't matter. I follow what feels right within me without needing validation from others. We are each on our own journey, and mine does not need to look like anyone else's. My enjoyment and satisfaction is validation enough. Okay, so that's really creepy because I feel like I manifested out a card after me talking about that stuff. But You just do. All anyone can do is what they feel is right at the time. And if you happen to feel differently about it afterwards, it's okay. You know, always give people a get out. Never ever say to a son or a daughter, well, we've spent the money on the wedding now, so you've got to stay in it, because you don't know what they found out. You don't know what they've been treated like. People are bizarre, you know. I don't know, just feel the need to like give a warning there. I don't think I don't think what you're trying to get away from is this person on the other side. I don't think you're trying to get away from them. I think you're trying to manifest in someone who's also afraid of commitment but wants it. I don't know, there's just like there's an inkling of a third party with this Queen of Wands and the Empress. Hmm. Different stories, because obviously it's a collective reading, so there's thousands and thousands of people that are gonna be living these, you know, these kinds of stories. But your advice from Spirit as a collective is dream whatever you want and follow your dreams, whatever they may be. Okay, and if you change your mind, that's okay. We'll cut it off there because I'm just, for some reason, I'm going on tonight, and we'll go on to Leo. My nephews are in school tomorrow, and it's still snowy outside, so I don't know. We'll have to see if the school's open in the morning, because there's going to be more snow through the night. Hey, why is that hiding under there?